I'm sorry for being late. I'm very, very sorry. I'm so sorry. I made ice cream and then I lost track of time and I don't even have my headphones on. They're not even on. I could be there could be something playing in the background. Wait, it's stuck? Is it really stuck? When did it get stuck? That happened like 1 second ago. Yeah, I'm sorry for being late. Today we're gonna work on card effect. We're finally gonna work on card effect. And it's gonna be interesting. I'm probably gonna have to plan first though. Anyway, I was late because I was making cherry ice cream. I was gonna make cherry ice cream earlier and then I lost track of time because I was playing too much Path of Exile. I was playing an excessive amount of it. So, yeah. I was making very cherry chocolate ice cream. The first thing we're gonna need to do before we start is we need to go back to the dock. And I think I'm going to tabulate all of these. Wait, no, not that one. We'll go over this one. I need to tabulate all these effects that I have. Because I have all these effects here. But they're not tabulated in any way. So I think I'm going to insert a table here. And, yeah. I gotta think about how I'm going to tabulate it. We'll say... We should make two tables, actually. The first table will be like certain effect types, something like that. So we're gonna make this small. Make this small. We're gonna have to make effect types and the effect, like the actual effect. And then over here, can we insert one next to it, or can we not do that? I guess we can't add a second one. No, we can't do that. Okay, that's fine. Annoying, but fine. I guess not. I guess word processing things. No. So I think that in order to make elemental damage interesting, we should probably attach effects to them, right? Like, for example, maybe fire heals you, maybe earth inflict like a defensive debuff. Water will be like maybe water will deal damage more than once. Maybe wind will hit twice. Maybe wind will have like a priority buff. Because I'm not sure if we're going to have like an attack speed order. But that would be something interesting, you know. That all depends on how I decide to do combat, which I have already decided. It's going to be basically like turn-based, but automatic turn-based. Where you pick maybe like a move type that or a move order that you want to go in. Because the main part of this game again is literally like the resource building and crafting. I'm not really trying to focus on making the character actually attack. Or like making the character actually go through combat. This is the customers going through combat. And then whenever you win a combat, maybe the customer gives you something bonus. I don't know what I'm gonna do if the character, if your customer loses combat though. Maybe there's gonna be like a star system, like a rating system for you as a blacksmith, and you'll lose or gain rating as you go on. You know, maybe that's what'll happen. But for now, we're gonna have to go through this. I actually think also there might need to be a column that's like the generic, like the basic effect that this effect has. Let me add that. We'll make this wider then. Like for instance, it could be damage based, it could be something else. Hold on. It could be something else. These will kind of be effect tags, you know. Man, I gotta say, that ice cream I made, I'm still tasting it. I was using cherry extract, right? For, I was using cherry extract. You know, we actually don't need the effect tags. Effect type name is the effect tags, isn't it? Yeah, okay. We'll say fire dam. We'll start with just neutral damage. Deal a straight amount of damage without elemental type matchup. Yeah, that ice cream I made, very, very, very cherry. It really does taste just like I made maraschino cherries into an ice cream. We'll start with the damages. We'll get all the damages in here first. So we have neutral damage, we'll have a fire damage, we'll have a water damage, we'll have an earth damage, we'll have a wind damage. Now I don't want to be generic. Okay, I hate being generic. So we're not gonna make fire deal like a burn. Fire will heal you. Actually, I don't know. Wait, hold on. Maybe there needs to be more than one fire damage type. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say this will be the first sets of damage. I need to make a lot of kinds of effect. So these ones will just be the same thing as this. As fire damage. And then it'll be as water damage, and it'll be as earth damage, as wind damage. I forgot about dark damage. As water. I just like to capitalize the elements, by the way. I feel like it makes it succinct. But it also is just straight up something that Yu-Gi-Oh does, isn't it? So basically, sorry, my throat is very clogged, probably because I had some ice cream. That wasn't frozen yet. Okay. So these will all just deal the damage as a certain type. I need a lot of these, because then I get to make a lot of new materials, and I get to put them across the world. I don't just have to make, oh, this one does like this one adds this amount of damage, this one adds this amount of damage, this one does this thing. I can make it to where, oh, this material will not only deal the fire damage, but it will also heal you, which is why the next one is cleansing flame damage. So this will deal a straight amount of damage as fire damage and heal the player, the user, for the caster, for 50% of the damage. This is kind of like Bitter Blade from Pokemon. Water damage, what special effect will the first water damage be? I'm thinking, I was thinking it hits you more than once, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's rushing river damage. And it does hit you more than once. Deal half the amount. Actually, you know what? I have to think about how I handle this one. These are probably each going to be attached to an effect or to a resource. I think maybe I should change. Okay, wait. Halves whatever water damage. There we go. This one is Surging Strikes from the video game Pocket Monsters. First we have Bitter Blade and then we have Surging Strikes. Shit. So whenever you put this into something, it will have a base amount of water damage and it'll be half. And then it'll do it 3 times. I think that seems fair. I think I need water. But not rushing river damage water. Yeah, that'll be rushing river damage. The earth damage, I'm not sure what I should do here. I think I've got to figure out whether or not I want enemies to have, like, defenses in there. Because if enemies have defenses, then I have an idea for earth. If enemies just have health, though, then I'm not sure. Let me think. So rushing river, cleansing flame. Yeah, I was thinking that it would ignore defense or something if it was earth, but I don't know if I'm gonna have defenses. So for now, we'll just think more generically for earth. I want to make one of each of these as like before I proceed. Well, here, let me insert more rows. 30 rows! Activate! You know, it's dawning on me that maybe these should be in a different thing. Or maybe we'll only have one table, actually. Here, I made it a little bigger. Yeah, you know what, actually? Maybe we can get away with one column, with one table. Oh, whoops. I added it in the wrong direction. Insert column after. This will be the associated resource. Probably. I wish you could just move the thing over, you know? Instead of having to do this. Oh. Okay. Oh my god, I put so many rows. The earth special damage will be... I got it, actually. I know what to do. I don't want it to be called blocking mountain damage. I want it to be a stun. I want this one to be a stun. I want it to... I want it to halve whatever... Oop. Earth damage... Oh wait, whoops. Damage this attack does to deal half damage, or to deal, or sorry, to stun the enemy for a turn. The user cannot use an attack of this type for 3 turns. I don't want them to be able to just stun every turn, so if this has this tagged to it, then you're not allowed to use it. And this one will be called... What do I want this to be called? I don't know if I want to call it blocking mountain damage. That doesn't seem right. I want it to not really sound not bombastic. Like, I think Cleansing Flame and Rushing River aren't too bombastic. I want it to just be like something more general. What if I call it pocket sand damage? No. Also, I think it should be says how. I think it should be howls, huh? Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I got one. I got it. It's gonna be dirt stream damage. Because dirt doesn't do that much damage. But it would stop you if it got in your eyes or something. And then we'll have the wind one, which I think should just be it does double damage. No, that seems boring. I think I will have a speed tier thing where characters will have speed, and then basically the speeds will determine whether or not you go first or second. And therefore the wind one will be... Oops. There we go, that seems good. Deal a straight amount... I think that was something else in the background. Deal a straight amount of damage is wind damage. It always goes first. And this will be, this will be wind flick damage. Okay, that seems good. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make the associated resource be. I'm realizing I'm making something where it's kind of like I could have keyword. I could literally just have it say fire and then the number, cleansing flame and then the number, rushing river and then the number, dirt stream and then the number. Oh no. Wind flick damage and then the number. What, or no, just wind flick and then the number. Oh frick. I've made Magic the Gathering by accident. Okay, what about what about the dark damage? Maybe this makes them. No, that's kind of generic, isn't it? Blinding, a blind effect. Hmm. What does the darkness do? Oh yeah, what is the wind flick a comparable thing to in Pokemon? The Earth one? The Earth one might be. The Earth one doesn't really have a thing. Oh yeah, the Earth one has to like go. Has to. You have to make sure that your character goes first, huh? Actually, you know what? It will remember that you did a stun. It will stun them for a turn. The next turn, or their next turn. There we go. That's more clear, I think. It does. Wait. Halves whatever earth damage the attack does to stun the enemy for their next. Yeah. And then if you would try to stack this on an item, that means that card cannot be played for this turn. I think that makes sense. Um, a part of me wonders, and I just had this idea. Maybe there should be like an attack that's just not attached to anything. Like it's just like an attack that happens. That the like no card required for it. Maybe the customer can just do a basic attack. That would open the door for a lot of things actually if I do that. Because then I can use that. So maybe I have to think about the different the different customer effect. Let's see. Oh, I have the auto battling there. Here, actually I should put it in there. Let's see. Let me read this through. Yeah, this will be auto battler, turn-based auto battler. It's like it'll be kind of like battlegrounds if you could only do one action per turn. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm gonna add effects that are if this card is in your hand. Oh, that's interesting. And that actually, yeah, you know what? I actually like that idea. I think that Dark can be the first card that just plays out of the hand instead of you having to play it. It should probably negate all the other damage effects though on the card. That would make it interesting actually. Also, I should probably attach a column that's like the resource, like Yeah, I need a column like after this one. Insert column after. That is called user resource cost. Cost change, actually. This will be +1. This will be +1. This will be +1 because these are all just generic damage. I may have actually already made some of these too. Did I already do some additions here? Yeah. Okay, actually I made some where it's like this. Interesting. We'll see. We'll see about these then. I'm not ready to do these then yet. But I have to make these at some point. I'll have to think about these resource costs for the customer, basically. Whenever I have the chance. It might be that I use that thing down there actually, honestly. I may just use this concept over here. Where it's like deal X amount of damage. And then it increases the cost divided by 3. But minimum 1. That could be interesting. I would also have to think about I'd also have to think about how difficult fights need to be like this early. Hold on, give me a second. Oh, yeah, I gotta think about all that stuff. The dark damage will be autoplay. This special dark damage will be autoplay. And it'll be quick shadow. Quick shadow damage. I forgot that I probably need card draw, huh? Auto plays on draw for 0 cost. 0 energy cost. Oops. To deal damage. Or to deal great dark damage. Negates all other effect on this card. That means that this will be the weaker. I think I might have like a strong version of this effect and a weak version of this effect. You know? Like I may have an automatic version that says negate everything but a certain type of damage, which would make it really, really broken because it would auto cast and then come out. It would auto cast and then come out and deal all that damage to the enemy. But for now, we'll have this one that just negates all the other effects. Also, we're gonna attach onto this max 10 damage. I don't think it'd be fair if I didn't attach some kind of maximum to this deal straight damage. Because I think I'm gonna have like a bunch of different associated resources here, not just one. Like there's gonna be ones of different levels, because if I'm gonna show you, I don't know if I showed this, I made all of these different resource zones, and I gotta fill all of them out with their own resources, so I'm gonna need like a lot of card effects. And I might have to branch a bunch of card effects into different quality levels. So these are all the special damage fire, the special damage, the special fire, the special elemental damage types. Oops. There should probably also be a special neutral damage, right? Which will probably be the bleed. Should it be the bleed? Maybe it shouldn't be the bleed. Hmm. By the way, these effects, like this one and this one, this might actually need to be just like 2 times, because it might be too good. But these two, they can stack. They'll be able to stack up with whatever water and earth damage you have on it. So yeah. Obviously, this one will too, and this one will as well. But this one will negate all of its effect. That means you can really spec into being some guy who likes fire damage, or really spec into some guy who likes to make wind cards. You know, it's all up to the player's decisions here. I don't know if I'm making a meta, though, where water is broken. I could be making a meta where water is broken, or fire is broken. I don't know if wind is going to be that broken. Maybe there'll be an NPC, like a customer, that makes it to where this line of text doesn't exist. You know? And in that case, then this becomes really broken. Like, it stops the negation of the effect. Like I'm balancing a TCG now. Jeez. Like I'm balancing, actually, it feels like I'm balancing Slay the Spire. I remember when there was like a Slay the Spire mod that was like, what the frick happened here? What? How did that happen? That's good. Okay, that scared me a little bit. How did that happen? Okay. Yeah, I remember when there was a mod that would add a bunch of elements to the game of Slay the Spire. I think we're gonna make like we're gonna put 2 spaces here, and we're gonna think about the heal effects now. So we're gonna have a heal effect for each element here, and they're each gonna do their own effect that's special. We're gonna have a neutral heal, which will just be, oh, oops. I gotta remember I don't have to control. Let's just be heal for a straight amount. Hold on. We'll have the fire heal. The fire heal will do something special. The water heal. We'll have the earth heal. That's a Shadow Tower spell. Or is it a Shadow Tower spell or is it just a Kingsfield spell? Or is it something else? Maybe it's none of those actually. Wind heal, and then dark heal. Dark heal will actually we'll put that in quotes. Heal. This one will deal a straight amount of damage to the user who draw cards. Let's see if we can use any of these that I've put down here. Oh yeah, right. You can only play one card per turn. So this will have to do. Obviously, you will have to be able to do something else. Honestly, I think there needs to be like a generic skill tree that applies to all of the classes for building cards. Or maybe it doesn't have to be generic, but this does make me think of more abilities. So heal fire will what should that one do? I think that healing fire should make it to where you heal for a straight amount and gain half of that amount as armor. Because I'm having all of these effects here, and I've got it. I've got this right here. This is what armor's gonna do. Armor's gonna probably be really good, but I don't know. I have no idea. Wind should probably be heal for a straight amount and gain triple that as dodge rating. I'm not sure if I'm going to have dodge rating be like this. This one I might change. But magic shield on the other hand. That one will be separate. I think actually here we can have a simple effect here. This one should do, yeah, magic shield will work the way I have it. There's going to be a physical magic shield and a elemental magic shields. This will gain it as fire magic shield. Because it protects against fire, because water protects against fire. Or something. And we're not going to gain just double. I guess we'll gain triple of that as this. Because magic shield takes double from damage that is not... It's not 4. Did I write that? Did I write double or... Okay, no, I wrote double and triple. Yeah. So if you're fighting a fire enemy, and then you use water heal, you will gain a very good wall for fire. But it will be very bad against water. Maybe it shouldn't actually. Maybe it should be bad. Maybe it shouldn't be like this. Maybe it should just be water. Yeah, you know what? It should just be water. You see, I imagine that physical will be super, Oh, right, I said that there can be a neutral one. Wow. So these ones, the neutral heals and the neutral damage will probably just be overall higher numbers. While all the elemental ones will just have... They'll just be like... Because of the fact that they have the tags on them for dealing damage, they'll be in a certain damage bracket. Okay. I've made a lot of card effects already. Wow. I have like summarized a lot of card effects already. Did I start implementing these? I don't know. Yeah, you know what? This gives me a good baseline for me to start implementing. Look at that person still. Still haven't changed this. Because I kind of want to come back to it like a merry-go-round. Like a carousel. Here, let's go to the base card effect. Did I ever make that already? I even made this, huh? Yeah, okay. Elemental effect. Oh wow, okay. I did. Required resource node. Alright, interesting. So I already made a lot of stuff here. These are the 3 different types. Huh. Apparently all I need to do is overwrite with the actual effect. Probably need to have a function that says attach. Whoops. Attach to card. We'll probably need. Oh, I have effect text already. That's good. And then we'll have to have a var. We'll have to have a card here. Did I already start on the card? No, I didn't. Alright. Interesting. We have the card itself. You know? I didn't realize it, but I thought I didn't already make this, but I kinda did, huh? I kinda did. Alright, sure. Sure. We already have the enums, we have this thingy. Yeah, we don't actually need to make anything. Interesting. Okay. Oh, you know what? There actually needs to be more basic effects, huh? It probably needs to be like raw. Whoops. Raw. And resource cost. You know? And it's also dawning on me that there probably needs to be more than one enum sometimes. Because I guess I won't really know if... What if like a card... I already have made a bunch of cards that are like... This thing has more than one effect on it. So I probably need to change the way this works. But those are the tags. Those are the tags. I think I can do... If I do enum effect tags, and then I put all these in here, like that, and then I go, oh. What am I missing for this? Hold on. What am I missing for this? Enum character classes. Oh, right. I need them to just be the things like this. I forgot. They can't be strings, right? I thought I could just copy them directly. Why does the work for the other thing then? Why does that work for the other thing? There. Add export effect tags, but in lowercase. Can I do that, or is that not allowed? And this will be an array of effect tags. I think that actually works. Yeah. I think we'll do that instead. I think that's probably a better way of handling this. So many things. A ton of cards will have these. I'm pretty sure it's... I'm pretty sure the answer is all cards will have these. A ton... This one is a ton of cards may have an element. An elemental type attached. Yeah, you know, they're not all gonna have these elemental types. But they're probably gonna have the effect tags, right? You know, they're probably going to. There's a good chance. There's a good chance. I'd be surprised if they didn't have like a heal, damage, block, draw, resource cost tag attached. Casting cost goes from -2 to 5. Huh. Oh yeah, I think I was gonna make it to where certain draw cards and discard cards auto cast from hand. So I'm gonna make some effects that actually fit that bill. Maybe there'll be like effect slot costs too. You know? Like there'll be though you have to have like a certain, you can only have so many effects on a card, maybe. Hold on. I'm getting distracted real quick. Let me get distracted right quick. I'm getting distracted right quick. Hold on. What is this game that I'm seeing? Wait, I think I already claimed that one. It's Thursday, so today is free game day. There's like a ton of free games on Thursday for some reason. I'm gonna go claim every game right quick. Luckily, I can't get super distracted and also check my, I can't get super distracted and check. Oh, you know what? I gotta check something else actually. There is something else I gotta check too. Because I just realized it. Oh man, hasn't been updated yet. Also, did this not go? Is my YouTube stream not on? No, no, it's on. Okay, that confused me. I gotta go check something real quick, right quick though. I gotta make sure something delivered. There's my order number from the product that I've sold. Still in transit. Hmm. It's already past that time and yet. Oh wait, Idaho. What time is it in Idaho? Oh, right. They're an hour behind. Okay, okay, no more doxing. I'm not doxing anyone actually. I'm just realizing that the package went to another time zone. All right, sorry, I'm so distracted. So easily distractible. All right, draw effects. So if we're gonna have a few draw effects, we're gonna have like I have a draw effect that's like auto pass or auto plays on draw to draw one or I guess like cards. Okay, I think that seems reasonable. I can probably attach some elements to the draws, but not all of them. You know, not all of them. I wonder if I should continue an archetypal effect on for like dark, in that they all like there's like a set of cards for shadow for dark damage for dark cards. They're just like free. I think that might be a good idea to make archetypes around the card, the card typings. That seems like a good idea actually. We'll say this one is the we'll say this one is just like just draw. This is just neutral draw. What if we copy Magic the Gathering straight up and make water draw 2 and then cost like 2 or something always? Because they like to draw cards in Magic for the blue color, I think. Did I even use the color blue for my elements though? I don't know if I did that. Yeah, I did. Dang, I forgot that I made this amazing UI for the character. I forgot that I made I made the UI work really well. I'm in the wrong thing. I don't think I want to do that actually. There should be a burning draw. Not every single element will have a draw type. But this one's gonna be a fire tag. This one will say has fire tag. And this one will discard your hand to draw. Whoops. What the heck? How did this happen again? To draw X cards. I think I'm gonna start adding some... For the draw cards, I'm gonna start adding the cost. Because these ones are kind of obvious. Plus 1 mana. No, actually, this will be 2 mana per draw. And it will automatically take your energy. And actually, I need to say resource, because not every single resource is gonna be mana or whatever. I think with the neutral draw, it will just take whatever resource you have. For other cards, though, you know, it'll be like mana, so that only certain... Oh my god, the carpet has failed me. The carpet has towed... If you're wondering why I'm being so jumpy, there's like 3 things assaulting me right now. The mosquito bites everywhere, my carpet, and the fact that I have to close and open the door. It's like I'm playing a freaking game of Five Nights at Freddy's in real life. Having to deal with all of these minor things that are happening around me. This one will always cost like +1 resource. And it will autoplay to discard your whole hand to draw 4 cards. Yeah, I'm getting totally screwed by this freaking carpet as usual. So I should just say +1 resource for this. It's basic. This is kind of like a mulligan card, honestly. This will be kind of like a mulligan card that auto plays. And maybe there will be cards that trigger on discard. So that's the fiery draw. It like burns your hand, kind of. I think the earth one needs one. I think the earth one will just not autoplay. But it will cost 0. +0. Draw 3 cards. No autoplay. Which may sound ridiculous, but you don't get to do anything for the turn. It's just to draw 3 cards. And also, this will negate all damage effect on this card. Perfect. Perfectly balanced. Because you can attach a bunch of other effects to these. You know what, actually? These should probably negate all other effects on card. Actually, no. No, the neutral draw won't, because it's going to be very expensive. But the fire draw, the burning draw, probably should negate all the other effects. Here we go. This way, if someone tries to do something cheeky, like deal a bunch of damage with a card that auto plays, you know, then it won't be unfair in any way, you know. Okay, there should probably be like, I think that's all the draw effects I want. A neutral, a burning. We'll call this plinth draw. Plinth is like something earth related, right? Never mind, it's not. I want it to be something earth related. Maybe it's muddying draw. Maybe it's just muddy draw. Because it takes up your whole turn. Also, I forgot to say this. As earth element tag. Yeah, that seems good. So you can, for free if you want, make a card that just says draw 3, but then it ends your turn. I don't know that draw is going to be broken in this game, so who knows? Maybe this is overpowered, but I'm not sure. I don't think this is that overpowered, honestly. Just drawing 3 cards and you can't deal damage with the card. And it still costs you something if you attach like a heal effect to it. Yeah, I don't know if that's really that free. I don't think I don't think that is so free after all. Also, I'm realizing that Dark Heal is straight up a draw is straight up a draw effect. That's a draw effect. Let me remove this row. This one will cost +0 as well. +1 health. Plus, actually, it'll be +3 health for each or per draw. Three health a draw. That seems fair. And I mean, health in this one is going to be a resource that you really want to hold on to. Because, you know, it's not going to be like you fight one guy and then you heal to full after the fight. You're not going to heal to full between fights. Also, I forgot completely. Has dark element tag. I forgot to attach all the element tags here. My bad. Let me go ahead and do this. Water. Oops. Earth. Wind. Wait, what? I overwrote this? How did I overwrite this? Here, gain triple that as water magic shield. And also I should capitalize armor here. Yeah. By the way, it's dawning on me that in Godot here I've actually No, I have heal and block. I thought I had block and armor. But no, I have heal and block. Alright, never mind. We're good then. Proceed with the proceed with the the planning. That's what I'm doing. I'm planning. Hmm. Alright, let's attach some resource changing effect. So I think the first one is actually going to be current efficiency. This one will simply subtract 2 from the resource cost. -2. And it just has wind element tag. That's it. No actual effect on this. Just the resource cost change. It just reduces the cost of this card by 2. Current efficiency may or may not be broken. Who knows? I'll have to see about that. Because if you put like 2 of them on a card and then you have the third effect, and the third effect is like... The third effect is just like a damage effect. And it makes it all cost 1. You've done like nothing. But if I make the wizard, whenever he makes cards, if I make the wizard have this effect, that's like, you can put more elemental effects on your cards. Like maybe there's gonna be an ability to add more wind effect, you know? Like there's more wind slots that you can attach to it. Then maybe this will be broken, but for now I think it's fair. We'll say wind current efficiency too, just to make it more clear. I should really use these just as keywords. You know, I should just use like cleansing flame damage, cleansing flame, rushing river, dirt stream, and then as keywords, and then I can have like a book next to there that tells you what all the effects do. And this just tells you what the effect is over here. Oops. These just tell you. I think that'd be an interesting idea actually. So we have all this, we have that effect. We'll have compost, which will reduce the cost of the thing by this much. -3 resource. And basically compost will have, or has, earth element tag. I'm making a lot of earth element cards, huh? Discards 1 card other than this one on draw. But it will reduce the resource cost by 3. And actually, the more I think about it, I want this to be 1 instead. I think this actually just say discards. Discards 1 other card on draw, and I'll use a number to make it simple. Or this one, if you have no other cards. That seems good. Let's make a water effect called Waterfall. Waterfall will actually add +2 to the resource cost. Actually, plus X resource, sorry, plus 1 resource cost, plus 1 resource per power of this card. It's like, this is gonna be something special. Per effect. I guess actually, this can just be +1 resource. For each, obviously has water element tag. For each waterfall on this card, reduce cost of other cards in hand by that amount. Actually, it should just be reduce cost of other cards in hand by amount by 1. And actually, this should be on draw. There can only be 2 waterfalls on 1 card. This might cause something really problematic, but I can't be sure. This may cause something problematic where if someone builds an entire deck of waterfall, then something bad happens. But I can't be sure test-wise. There could only be 2 waterfalls on 1 card. If you build a deck full of waterfalls, and then you have one singular card in your deck that does infinity damage or something, that would cost 10, but the waterfalls have made it now cost like 3. Would that be bad? I don't know, actually. Alright, I know how I'm gonna do this now. I'm actually gonna say plus 1 per 3 damage. Min 1, max 4. And that'll be the case for all of these. And then for these ones, these will have to be different. This one's gonna be plus 4 per 4 damage. Because I think it's gonna be cheaper. It's gonna have a maximum of 2. And that's per one that you add of this. So if you make this like really souped up on Wind Flick, it's not gonna be a cheap card. It's gonna be like gonna cost like 3 if you have 3 that are each 4. Oh yeah, I forgot to write also in here. Rounded down. They all need to say rounded down. I did have this logistically down below. I did logistically say this. I said down here, rounded down, minimum 1. Okay. And this one will also obviously be rounded down. Okay. For these damage types, I gotta change it a little bit. We're gonna say this one can be just like that. This one has to be for every 2. Because it's not gonna do that much damage. It's gonna halve the damage. And this one can be 3. However. I mean, this one straight up removes costs. So we'll just say removes costs there. I think, what did I have for heals? What did I have for heals indeed? Healing. Oh yeah, I forgot I was gonna have maximum resource changes. Yeah. I should, that is something I need to think about. Hmm. What archetypally have I kind of gone for things? For wind, I've kind of been on this fast thing, and I think wind current efficiency is kind of like a fast thing, no other real effect. Wind dodge rating, that's kind of like a fast thing. Okay, good. What have I made for fire? Fire is like a heal. Fire is like a discard your whole hand to draw. Fire is a gain armor. Okay. Yeah, there's kind of like a restoration effect to fire right now. Okay, that's kind of what I'm doing. Water. I haven't really done much with water yet. Water does repetitions though. Waterfall is kind of like a repetitive thing because it repetitively reduces cards in your hand. That seems like that's kind of what I'm going for archetypally so far. Let's write. I'm gonna jot these down. Oops. So for neutral, we have nothing so far, but for water, or for fire, I gotta write all of them down first. Hold on. Also, I want them to all be capitalized. Frick. Okay. So fire is kind of like restoration plus. Actually, it's just kind of restoration right now. Repetition. Earth is kind of like. Well, this is kind of just something that I've done. Earth is kind of like slow things down. Slower game plan. This one's like a faster game plan. And dark, he's just sort of there right now. Dark is just sort of sitting there. Dark might be the like the free cost one. Dark, so far as like cards are are cheaper. Cheaper slash alternative costs so far. And it might be a good idea to keep on building on these before I continue making more effect. So this is like a heal. Discarding your whole hand to draw 4 is kind of like a heal. The earth one, these ones are all just, oh, these ones are all just kind of like ordinary effect. There's not a dark heal. Okay. You know, I really do have to make all these before I can actually start making the card effects. Maybe I should have called the stream planning card effect beforehand. What's another archetypal thing that fire should have? Probably like armor. Water is like energy, like magic shield. Earth is like physical resistance. Wind is like abusing speed mechanics. That seems good. Yeah. And then dark, I'm still not sure how I'm doing dark. So far, it's just been cheaper and alternative costs. You know, because I've just developed all these, that might be good so far. It's so exhaustive, so sleepy suddenly. My mind is racing too fast to fill in thoughts for what I should do. Anyway, I think that probably... Oh, wait, hold on. I think that the heals should probably be about the same. Maybe like per 4. For 3 health, maybe 2 health actually. Maybe healing should be disincentivized. I don't remember how I handle healing. Let me see here. Did I have any like things about healing? Let's see. No, I didn't ever say anything about healing. Yeah, this is probably gonna be like a game where I think healing is good. You know, I think healing is good. I'm not gonna be anti-healing in this game. The character is not gonna have that much health. Actually, probably. Maybe like 40 health, depending on what class it is. Like 40 is the maximum and like 20 is the minimum, maybe. Oops. This one will cost less because it's neutral heal, though. All the other ones won't. Let's think about let's think about affecting the resources in in the hand. Let's put we will have certain effects here. Let me think. We're gonna think about the max, like changing maximum resources. So I think that I've made, I haven't really made that many wind, I haven't really made that many water. How many have we made? We've got a lot of earth. We're gonna kind of be like against the wind here a little bit, and we're not gonna make earth have a maximum resource changer. Let's have... We'll have an effect called Soak. Soak and Bathe. This one will make it cost like +2 resource. And this one has water element tag. And it will make you gain 2 max resource. Then I'm gonna have like this game work kind of like Slay the Spire, where you discard cards and then you add them back to your deck. So I want this one to delete itself. I don't know what to call the banishment pile though. Maybe then this card vanishes until the end of the dungeon. I really have to think about how the auto battler is gonna work. I know I'm gonna have the character go through, but I know I'm gonna make them keep their armor per thing and their energy shield and how their dodge rating is gonna work. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to make them keep their resources. Obviously, their resources are gonna go back to the beginning though whenever they're done. Yeah, I think I will make characters like kind of build their way up through the dungeon. This means that I can have like a lower level enemy that you can set up on, and then you go through each level, and then by the end your NPC maybe has like 10 resource, so they can do a full combo on turn 1, you know? I think that might be a good idea. Maybe I'll even rethink how I do the auto battling. Maybe it won't be 1 card per turn. Maybe it'll be all your cards in the order that that's like maybe you can pick highest order or lowest order, or even random order if you want. That could be an idea. Because I'm feeling limited actually by the fact that there's only the character only plays 1 card per turn. I'll think about that part whenever we get to the auto battling. But for right now, I think that this is a good effect. I think that we should have on top of here, or down here maybe, that somewhere we need to put import. Oh, whoops. Important notes. First off, we can straight up cut this. We can cut this out of these ones out of here, because I do like these implementations. Actually, I take it back. Can I get this as plain text? Oh, it took the things. Let me just do this. Whoops. Went too far. I'm realizing I can just hold control. This will remain true. But then also, I'm so used to that just being like that. Changes to max resources last until end of dungeon. resources, or sorry, max user last until the end of dungeon. Current resource, user resource amount is maintained between enemies. And that seems good. That's two good notes to have. Yeah, you know, I think I will have it to where the player, the user, just like they just cast they cast every card they have. That seems like a good idea. I should probably put this in the auto battler section though. Let me see here. All these effects will activate immediately. Yeah, I've kind of got that idea. Oh, hey, I did write this. Yeah, I did write about the basic attacks. Oh my god, I thought ahead. No card at all. Each customer will have a basic attack, which could enable things like basic attacks that deal more damage based on mana or cards in hand or anything like that. I was thinking. Hmm. The enemy will have a group of attacks they perform and perform them in a random order one by one. Timer will trigger this. Okay. Any kind of effect that is applied in a lingering way will apply here. What? Maybe I wrote this in kind of like an order. I think I'm gonna change the way this works. And just have like auto cards that autoplay and cards that don't autoplay. Hmm. I think I will have the basic attack thing though. That seems interesting. That really does seem interesting actually. Maybe dark can be basic attack. Yeah, you know what? That sounds like a fine idea. All of them will maybe have like a basic attack modifying like thing that does something simple, like changes your basic attack to a fire attack or a water attack or earth attack or wind attack or dark attack. But dark will have special things like change, like increase the amount of basic attack you deal by a crazy amount or something. And then do a basic attack or something. I think that would be interesting actually. I think water should be the prime resource buildup. And actually, yeah, that seems good. I gotta go to the restroom real quick. I'll be back though. Hold on, I left my indoor shoes underneath my desk. Hold on, I gotta do something about this carpet. Also, I just noticed my YouTuber's face. Oof. Oh my goodness, how did they get this bad? Sorry about that noise. No, if I want to fix this, I have to once again lift the whole freaking desk with the computer on top and everything. Annoying. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Gotta check this again, right quick. Why doesn't it show me on TCG Player my sale, by the way? Wait, what is this? Oh. It's a sweepstakes. The stakes are sweep. Oh, there it is. By the way, I totally probably fucked up on the bubble wrap. I did not know how to do bubble wraps. Oh. Uh-oh. Um, um, I gotta send a message real quick. Sorry. I really need to clear this up right now. Hold on. I can't say any words out loud because I'm gonna repeat what I'm typing, and I don't want to do that. Um, hmm. How on earth does this work? Shoot. I really want them to get this package. Um, Whoops, I think I may have messed something up almost. I'm trying to be so professional with this for this thing, but I feel like I'm being a little condescending. There we go. Okay. Okay. So I had to take care of something. Take care of something real quick. So we have this one. Maybe water will be the only one that has this kind of effect, you know. Maybe water will. Maybe there'll be a special fire healing effect. Yeah, we'll make we'll make a fire. We'll make a fire healing effect, a special one. This one is going to be a little different though, because it's going to be +1 per health thing. This one will be a special fire heal. By the way, how many effects do I have currently? I'm gonna 5. Sorry, hold on. I gotta mute for a moment, sorry. I'll just count it silently. So I've got 25 effects currently. Do I want any more resource gaining effect? Honestly, maybe. Maybe I do. And instead, actually, this is gonna give you 3 max resource, the more I think about it. At the cost of +2 cost to this card. And you can only play this once per dungeon. So, I mean, like, I think that makes it fair. So we'll have that one, and then we'll have one more that's like a really basic kind of one, you know? Actually, no, we'll have a dark version of this. We'll have one called Trade with the Void. And it will cost one more it will make your card cost one more resource. You'll have the dark element tag. This one will gain you 1 max resource. Then this card along and 2 cards in hand vanish until the end of the fight. They can gain 1 max resource every single fight. But then the card vanishes and 2 other cards in your hand. Which maybe could be really broken. I don't know. I've kind of made this the vanishment pile. It's kind of like an alternative cost effect, you know, where you have to discard for it. Obviously, the fire one is also kind of like a discard where it discards your whole hand, but then you draw 4, which means it's more of like a heal for your hand, a mulligan, if you will, because your hand will autoplay any card beforehand that the character draws in order. But then it will do this. So if you build a deck, actually, if you build a deck where it's like quick shadows and fire, it might honestly not be bad, actually. So maybe this should be like max 5 damage. Not that much damage. Obviously you can't mix these two together though on the same card, right? You can't mix them at all together. You'd have to make a bunch of copies of the fire one and then a bunch of copies of the energy one. Maybe this should actually cost 1 instead. Sets your cost to 1. So you can't just make a deck where it's like that. Or maybe I should just let you make a deck that's like that. You know, I've played Slay the Spire 2, and I really did enjoy that one build of the Ironclad that they made, the new one. The new archetypal version, where you can just sit there and do nothing. Because there's cards that play cards off the top of your deck. Oh, no, it's, whenever you draw, like, a strike card, it auto-plays it. Maybe it's kind of like that kind of build, if you really try well enough. Maybe I'll also make a system where the NPCs, some of them, you can have them, like, locked in. You can turn an NPC into a regular, and then basically they'll remember which cards they put in. Like, whichever cards you put into their deck. And you can follow them more often. But then if you die, if the regular loses combat too much, maybe like 3 strikes on your regular, then they leave forever and then they'll never come back and you have to get a new regular. That seems like I think that sounds like a good idea, you know? Okay. Let's think about the ones that add regular amounts of resource to you. You know? Let's make a spell called Inner Healing. Well, actually, wait. Maybe it shouldn't be called that. It needs to be called something special. I want it to be a fire one, obviously. This one will be a has fire element tag. This one will gain 2 max resource. And obviously this will sorry, not 2 max resource, sorry, just 2 regular resource. And it will obviously cost +0. Oh yeah, we'll call it Warm the Spirit. This will gain you 2 resources as a fire element tag. You know what I haven't done yet, actually, is make a bunch of blocks. I haven't made a bunch of blocks yet. I probably need to do that. You know, I probably need to do that. That's 6 more rows. I should also probably just like above these, insert row above, damaging. Let's section these. Damaging effect. Let's use some. Let's use some of this. Can I not like color the box a color? Style. Whoa, what? Hmm. Box list yellow. What the frick? More options? Wait, what? I really do want to make the cell like a certain color. Whoa, you can do that. That's weird. If I do this and do this, does that do what I want? No. Alright, we'll just have to highlight the name itself then. Have this be purple. I like the way it changes the color white because the color is kind of dark. Like it automatically selects which font color is best. I'll have a blue over there. Oops. We'll make the text the color that it is. This one is heal, so I'll make this the color green for healing. I need to insert a row below here. Whoops. Draw. This will be like this one. Draw will be a yellow. Holy crap, you can't see that at all. Never mind. Make it an orange. This will be resource cost reduction. We'll make this one a purple. Max resource gain. This one will be whatever this is, a brown, I guess. And then this one will be a resource. This will be the resource recovery. I guess whatever color that is. Dark teal. Weird. Oh, wait, there's a fill bucket at the bottom. Oh, okay, wait. No fill. There we go. Oops. Actually, this one was like, what, green? And I had this one be blue. Hey, that seems good. There we go. So we have Warm the Spirit, which is obviously just a gain 2 resources. You know, this is you can attach this in addition to other things. It doesn't just have to be gain 2 resource. Um Okay, then we have then we'll have one that's dark actually. This one will also gain you 2 resource. And it will do it on draw. Gain 2 resource. Negate all other effect on a card. Wait, except draw effect. This will also be allowed to draw you cards if you want. This is gonna be called sacrifice organs. Plus 3 health per, actually it'll just be, this actually be plus 5 health. This will cost you 5 health to cast, or to add to your card. Sacrifice organs. It will cost you 5 health. What an effect. Oh shoot, it's 308 already. I didn't realize that. I have done so much planning today. I like to plan ahead though, before I implement these effects. Because, you know, they're gonna be really hard to implement actually, I think. I don't think they're gonna be that hard to make, but like, still. If I don't plan ahead, then I don't know exactly, like, I don't have the vision. So wait, I gotta check something in Godot real quick. Oh, we gotta have an add export var health cost. Because if it's a dark one, then it's gonna cost you some health, probably. There's a solid chance that it costs you some health. Actually, I don't know if I like this one. I actually don't think I like this effect. Sacrifice organs. I think I have a better idea for this. This one will be +0. It will negate all the effects on it. But it will gain you 2 resources. Now, why is this bad, actually? Why is this bad? Because that means that this card will automatically play, and if you have full resource, then this does nothing, and you just lose a card in your hand. You see, I think that makes it interesting, actually. And actually, we'll call it Shade of Energy. This card vanishes until the end. I think I need to make 2 new zones, actually. We have the discard pile. I need to make the one where it vanishes until the end of the fight, and one that vanishes until the end of the dungeon. So we'll have a discard outlet, or discard piles. We have the discard pile. Returns when deck is empty. We'll have the We'll have the ones that are overloaded. That's what we'll these ones will be the overloaded pile. This will return turns when fight is over. And we'll have the consumable pile. Returns when dungeon is over. The cards will be consumable. So that means I can say is consumed. Then this card and 2 cards in hand are overloaded. Overloads. You know, you overload something and then you have to wait until after the fight to reuse it. That's basically the idea. Whereas the ones that are consumed, they need to be replenished after the fight is over. That seems good. I like I think I like that style. Overloaded. Maybe I should just say they're jammed instead or something. No, I think overloaded is fine. Wonder if I should have any more resource recovery. So wait. I got one. We'll say we'll make a few more here. We'll make 2 more. There'll be one for Earth called Regrow. It will be +1, but that's because it will say this. Gain 1 resource at the start of each turn for 3 turns. So I gotta figure out actually with the auto battle how I wanted to handle regenerating your resources. Did I ever write anything about that? No. Oops. Maybe I'll have every card cost mana and then basic attacks cost stamina. Actually, that would be interesting, I think. Because then you're trying to manage your stamina and your... Oh yeah, and then I can do something with the dark thing. Oh. Yeah, you know what? I think I like that idea, actually. My brain is really making these calculations on ideas that totally would be interesting, actually. Okay, yeah, I think I like that. Oops. Auto battle. Actually, you know what? Here, we'll put it down here in the auto battle. So Let's have turn start. Every single turn you will gain back 1 mana and 1 stamina. This may be more or less depending on the character or the NPC class. Then, draw 4 cards. Actually, wait, no, we're gonna make them draw 1 card. And actually, there needs to be a game start or fight start. Draw 4 cards. If this is the first fight, mana will equal max mana, stamina will equal max stamina. This cannot go over max. Autoplay cards, autoplay, or activate. I don't know if I have to be obvious. I don't know if I have to spell it out here because it's kind of obvious, but this one may not be that obvious. You know, in Yu-Gi-Oh, they've actually got cards that like say activate them when you draw them. If you draw them in your opening hand though, they're dead. They're just a dead draws. Actually, I can only think of one card like that. The other ones are like the other ones are Poplar. The other ones are Poplars, and that's different though. They actually work without being drawn. But yeah, there are cards that say like when they're added to your hand, you have to activate them as soon as possible. Is that only 7 or sorry, as what is that card called actually? Rank up magic, the 7th one. It knew. It knew. It knew which one it was. Google is listening to me. Yeah, I actually can't believe they printed that card, honestly. I really can't. Okay, let me see here. I think we're just gonna have that. We'll just have this one. Hold on. Sorry, I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even finish my sentence. I didn't even finish my statement. My brain just instantly like farted. It really did just fart. Okay. I was talking about how the 7th one got printed. I actually couldn't believe that that card got printed. I remember whenever I played that all the time in like I think it was actually made in Tag Force 6. I think you could play it in Tag Force 6 or something. I know it was in one of the Tag Force games. But I always built a deck around that card. And like always wanted to play it, like constantly tried to play it. But I couldn't believe that they actually released it. It seemed like such a strange card. You don't know what it does, it just like automatically exceeds something crazy. Like it automatically does a rank up exceeds. Yeah. But basically, the reason why I'm explaining that is because we're gonna have auto plays whenever you draw the first 4 cards of the game. Um, yeah, I think I will have it work that way. Card cost. Cards. Or sorry, actually, I guess resource cost. Cards will cost mana to play, while actually, no, wait. Hmm. I should put that here. Cards will cost mana or health to play, whilst basic attacks will cost stamina. Costs will vary, obviously, for cards, but also stamina based on NPC class. There we go. That means I get to invent more silly names for NPCs in this game. More silly character classes like Money Launderer. Now I gotta say, my hands smell like Play-Doh after making that ice cream. I wonder why. Hey, let's see. Now I'm gonna change every single instance of user mana. I'm gonna change it always to mana now. Here. +2 mana. This one's health. This one's mana. This one's mana. One's mana. That one's mana 2. One's mana 2. This one needs to be mana. Did I have that anywhere else as well? Or is it just there? I think that's the only ones that I have. Gain 3 max mana is consumed. That seems good. Honestly, I think that using basic attacks should mostly probably be like ooh, I forgot to put mana here. Should probably mostly be ignored, using basic attacks. Unless you build perfectly around it. Like basic attacks will just be something that the player does if they have nothing they can do. It's kind of like the game that I'm going to play today, which is Mystery Dungeon. In case you were wondering, it's kind of like how if you have no more PP in that one, all you can do is hit A over and over again and hope that you can win just off of that. You know, it'll partially be like that too. So that the player doesn't just do nothing every single turn. Like if you brick on 5 cards that don't do anything and that you can't, or 4, no, it will be 5. You can draw a card. You draw a card for the first turn too. We'll say. If your character draws 5 and there's no cards in their hand they can play, I mean, like, sure. That's too bad, but sure. Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Next up. What should I think about else? I think This actually needs to be mana and this too, huh? Those both need to be mana. Mana. Mana cost reduction as well. Yeah. Oh good, I just wrote cost of other cards. Okay. Now we can like invent more. Actually, we still haven't invented blocking effects. Whoops. Here, we'll put here. Blocking effect. We'll make this the color gray. So, yeah, I thought this was gray as well, but it's not. So, blocking effects, there'll be like elemental shields, magic shield, and that'll be +1 mana per 5 magic shield. I think I'm gonna do. I think I may have done that. Hold on, let me see. I put it down here. Let's see. Oh no, I made it a flat cost increase. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'll do that. No, actually, we'll change that one to be magic shield. +1 mana per magic shield gained. Has X element tag where X is the elemental type. Is effective against X elemental type. Oh yeah, I should probably have like a type chart, shouldn't I? Can I put a table here? No, I gotta put it like that. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, let's put the type chart here. It has to be 6. Is it 6x6 or 5x5? 6x6. Here. Here's the table. The element table. The type chart from Pokemon. Here we go. So all the types are, you've got fire, water, whoops, earth, wind, dark. Oh shoot. It's dawning on me that I need one more in both directions. For neutral. No, it's very slightly too short. There we go. Okay, there we go for real. Now fire on fire. That means 1. Fire on water. Hold on. This is let me put a thing here. Magic field matchup. So we'll have this is like the This is the shield, and then this is the damage. So hold on, let me make this the color blue. And then we'll make this the color like pink. And I'll fill in the box with a black. Oh, whoops. I actually went to the wrong one completely. I don't know what I just did. These are the shields, so these will be filled in with the light blue. These are the attacks, so these will be filled in with the pink. So fire on fire, 1. Water on water, water with all these, 1. And also I'm changing this to physical. Which apparently means I need to shift it all over again. Dang. Oh, or not. Okay, never mind, we're good. It was just this one. So if you use the correct type against the correct type, good. Against your opposing type though, it's gonna be 3. So if you have a fire shield and you're with a fire attack, 1. If you have a fire shield and you're with a water attack, you take 3. And you know, it's actually all very simple after this, isn't it? These are all 2s. This one will be 3 and that one will be 3. These are 2s. And then dark and physical will kind of be against each other. There you go. That's the magic shield matchup right there. And also, physical is actually also neutral. So let me put that in. Dang. Frick. Gotta shift everything over by 1 again. There's probably a way to make this always, like, fit properly. Like an auto fit. But yeah, that's how it's gonna work. A physical magic shield will cost more mana. Has no element tag, is effective against... Oh, what? I thought that was my phone, but actually it was something else outside. I thought I heard a vibrate from my phone. I mean, like, it's effective against physical, obviously, right? But then we want some other kinds of block effect. Like, for example, we're gonna have Forge. Actually, it's just gonna be called Forge. And for every single 3 armor, actually 2 armor you gain, it'll cost 1 more. And this will have a fire element tag. Gain X armor. This will just gain you armor. I need more cells. I'll get 10. 10 or more. 10 more rows. because I've already kind of made I did kind of set this up with the earth heal, but we're also gonna have one here. +1 mana per 8 magic shield gained. Oh yeah, I forgot to say -1 rounded down, didn't I? Forgot to say that for these too. Whoops. This has earth element tag. This gains you X physical magic shield. Earthen Shield, they really want you to play like a slower game where you just block every turn. Magic Shield is kind of like a block. Also, did I ever write how this one works? Yeah, this one will be that. Yeah, wears off after a fight. I did write that down. Good. It's like temporary health kind of. It's really like temporary health. I took another screenshot. I have like a million screenshots on my phone that are just of my home screen because I've accidentally hit the button for like volume and the power button at the same time over and over again. And I've really accidentally just taken so many photos. Um this next one should be the wind one, right? I should probably make the wind one. This will just run you +1 mana. That's it. No rounding or anything. And this will gain you 30 dodge rating. And it will overload. So now this card also overloads. This one will be... This one will be Air Body. You can only cast Air Body once per fight. And it will only last until the end of the turn, but it gives you a lot of dodge rating. You basically get a 30 block, which is kind of crazy, honestly. 30 block. You just like block one full attack turn, honestly. Kind of. But it does make your card overload. But you know, it fits in the game plan of cheap cards for Wind, though. Wind has like faster game plans. Oh yeah, obviously I need to also write here, moves first. Because dodge rating won't work if it doesn't move first, will it? So I need to also put that here. I also need to put that in the auto battler. Hold on. Let's see. The customer and the enemy each have speed stats, which determine the order the characters attack in. Some archetypes of effects will ignore this. Check above. There we go. That will tell me that'll tell me actually. Has wind element tag. Gain 30 dodge rating. Who's first? Overloads. Honestly, I think that this moves first effect, by the way, is gonna be very interesting if you mix it with things. Because this will make the whole card go first. Yeah, that'll be interesting whenever I have to whenever I implement that, the whole speed thing. How many card effects am I up to now? Probably got a lot here. Hold on. I almost changed the size. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 34. I feel like it's still not enough. Also, holy shit, the Wi-Fi really just... Oh my, I did not know it went that bad. 15,000 drop frames. I just don't pay attention, apparently. Let me make sure it doesn't drop again. Honestly, maybe I'll just end here, actually, and just think of more off stream or something. No, I'll have to think of more for tomorrow, right? 34 is definitely not enough effects, though. I'm realizing I've got like a ton of elemental attached things. I gotta make some non things, you know? I forgot to write that. This is actually like 5 or something. This is actually 5 element or types. So I actually need to add 4 to my total that I have. Yeah, I do. So it's actually 39, 38. I'm up to 38 effects. You gotta understand, there's like a million cards in a lot of games. What am I kind of lacking on right now? Water, maybe some dark. Let's put basic attack changers. We'll have enchant weapon. This will be +2 mana. And this will have X element type or tag, where X is the elemental type. Changes basic attack type to X elemental type. Until the end of the fight. And then 1 exists per element type. here's one. We're gonna have clean weapon, which will add 0 mana to the cost, and it will remove elemental elemental type. And actually, I should say it would set elemental type to none. That helps me for coding, actually. I think clean weapon should also maybe grant you some armor. And this will only works if basic. Oh wait, so whoops, I forgot to write here. Set elemental type of basic attack to none. I did it again. So those are enchant weapon and clean weapon. And you can, again, mix this with other effect types. So this will just cost you 0, but you can't play it if you don't have an elemental type already. This is like 3 armor for free if you have an elemental type. Alright, here's where darkness will be residing a lot. I don't know what to call this one. Dip in the Void? We'll call it Dip in the Void. And this will cost you 2 mana. And it says, has dark element tag. Changes basic attack to dark type. The next 5 basic attacks deal double. Then we'll have I'm trying really hard to think how I can associate this with dark. I think dark and neutral should actually both be here. Yeah, I think this one's gonna be really busted, actually. Plus 4 mana. This one will cost you 4 more mana. This one will be... I got it. I got it. I got it. I know what I want to call it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I just gotta figure out what word to put in front of it. Actually, I got a better one. Let the darkness take over. That's what this one does. Perform a basic attack 3 times. Those basic attacks are dark type. I'm realizing I forgot to write this in capital letters. Forgot to write this one all in shouty text. So if you put this effect and this effect on the same card, then it will do it in the order of making them double and then deal double. But this will cost you 6 mana. So that's going to cost you a lot, actually. I'm realizing in the auto battler thing, max mana and max stamina will vary on customer and cost. Oh wait, sorry, and start low. They won't start at like a high number. They're not gonna start at like a really high number. I'm also realizing that this has to have a stamina cost. Yeah. This one's gotta have a stamina cost. And the more I think about it, saying that changing this to not resource was wrong. I gotta think of more now. Okay. Let's just have one called Swift Strike. This one will cost you 3 stamina. And this will do perform 2 basic attacks. That's it. And actually, we're gonna make this cost mana. At the expense of no stamina. We'll make it cost 3 mana to do 2 basic attacks. And we'll say that this one goes first. This one will obviously have no elemental tag. And actually, I shouldn't have said that here. I shouldn't have started the precedent of saying that. We'll just get rid of that. Is effective against physical. Let me write up here, card effect. If no type is mentioned. Elemental type is none. There we go. Just clears things up for me in case I get confused. Yeah, there's definitely more things I can do, like make a dark version of like a lot of things, like a block for everything. But for now, this is like a lot, and I think I'm going to stop here, actually. Tomorrow, we'll start actually implementing some effects in here. Working on how card text works. Making maybe like a glossary of things, that kind of thing. Which will hopefully be more fun than me just writing down a bunch of text, right? Definitely be more fun than writing down a bunch of text. Alrighty, I'll see you all tomorrow in terms of the game development. But as for the game stream for today, it's gonna be Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Sky, so be excited for that. Be excited for the Fennekin experience. The hyper-intelligent Fennekin experience. IQ level 5 stars. Or however many IQ levels I've got. I don't really remember. Alrighty, bye-bye. And don't forget, fuck Trump. I'll say it in this one too. I don't think I say it in this one, honestly. Let's get out of the dark cave first though. Oh yeah, get me out of the dark cave. Get me back into the pink room, please. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm. You know, I actually didn't just change the thing to have particles. I also made sure that all of the lights were at the same height. You know that I didn't even mention that, but I did. So all these lights are at the same height, actually. Like these particle lights, they're not at different heights. In case you were ever wondering, like, because whenever I developed this thing, I didn't really pay attention to where the heights were on these, but then I went back and I made sure all of them were the same height, which it wasn't hard to do that. It was really quite easy. But for some, it was a little harder. Alrighty. Bye bye.